Hey, soldiers, have you noticed that the government, the federal government, is moving with unprecedented speed when it comes to the prosecution of Sam Bankman Fried? Now, I know a lot of people have said that, oh, he's not going to face any time. He's going to have friends in high places that are going to come out and assist him. And I am here to tell you that ain't happening. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why it ain't happening. Sam Bankman Fried is apparently this is the scuttlebutt at least, going to plead guilty. We did the report a couple of days ago telling you how he was planning on pleading guilty. We don't know if it's to all of the charges or to some of the charges. Now, I can tell you that with regard to Caroline Ellison, she has pled guilty to 7 very serious charges that carry a maximum of 110 years in prison. So, again, we did the report. We talked to you about how Sam Bankman Fried probably has pressure on him from the prosecutor saying, hey, look, we got your little girlfriend and she has spilled the beans. And Sam Bankman Fried's attorneys might say, well, this particular witness, Caroline Ellison, may be somewhat impeachable because she was in a relationship with the guy, right? But then there's Gary Wang, the chief technology officer of FTX. Now, he could receive up to 50 years in prison. He is cooperating. So, unless SBF was sleeping with him too, which, hey, it's a possibility, right? They said they had this, polyamorous relationship going on between the executives of the company. Wang is less impeachable. However, here's the thing. Here's why people are mistaken if they think that this guy is not going to be, Sam Bankman Fried, is not going to be convicted and face some serious prison time. It's the same reason why these people believe that he won't. It's because he donated to all of these politicians. Sam Bankman Fried donated almost $40 million this political cycle, all right? There are a lot of politicians out there who are going to have to give money back, a lot, from both sides of the aisle. He did give to some Republicans. However, he gave mainly to Democrats because, Democrats are in line with his political ideology, and that's how most people donate, right? So that's this cycle. God knows how much he gave in total. And understand, he is being charged with campaign finance offenses. Sam Bankman Fried diverted FTX customer funds to donate to political campaigns. So you've got politicians who are under the gun to give this money back, and they are also being scrutinized as, hey, why didn't you vet this money more carefully? This really is not a good look for a lot of these politicians. These powerful people are probably on the phone every day with Merrick Garland over at the Department of Justice saying that, hey, your prosecutor better smash this guy because not only is he taking money out of my pocket, my campaign finance account, but he has also made me look bad in front of my constituency and the nation. Federal authorities charged FTX founder Sam Bankman Fried with using tens of billions of dollars of misappropriated customer funds to make illegal political donations to both Democrats and Republican candidates. There's nothing democratic about the Democrat Party, but I hate when they say democratic. In any event, prosecutors said one of the reasons he made these contributions, of course, was to influence the direction of policies and laws affecting the cryptocurrency industry. Look, on that note, why else would anybody donate to a politician? All right, the game is what it is. Nobody's coming out of their pocket and giving a politician any money unless he or she believes that this will in some way curry favor for the donators' pet projects or things that they feel strongly about, legislation that they're trying to see passed. Sam Bankman Fried diverted customer assets held by the cryptocurrency exchange FTX to his crypto hedge fund, Alameda Research. The Securities and Exchange Commission charges in a lawsuit. Now, it's nothing more. This isn't rising to the level of Jeffrey Epstein in terms of Sam Bankman-Fried knowing anything that people don't want exposed. No, this is one of the oldest motivations in the book. Revenge. Okay, you made me look bad. You took money out of my pocket, and now I've got to do the mea culpa and come before the media and answer questions about this. Now, most of the members of Congress, you don't even know who the hell they are. And those that, live with that type of anonymity, they're breathing a sigh of relief right now. But again, people like Maxine Waters, high profile, Joe Biden received money from Sam Bankman-Fried. Those questions have to be asked of them. A private ethics watchdog last week asked the Federal Election Commission to investigate Bankman-Fried for his alleged admissions of donating dark money to groups linked to the Republicans. Now, this is also why the prosecutor in the case has come to Sam Bankman-Fried, and I assure you, has told him, we're going to put your mama and your daddy in jail, in prison, in a federal prison, for what will amount to the remainder of their natural lives, unless you come out here and do what you need to do in terms of pleading guilty. That's Damian Williams. He's the federal prosecutor who's going to be taking charge, or has taken charge of this case. So things are moving very, very rapidly. The government is pulling out all the stops. Elizabeth Holmes, she of Theranos fame. Now, she just got convicted. She'll start serving her time later on this year, midway the year. I think first quarter, end of first quarter, because she's pregnant. Her indictment, she was indicted by the federal grand jury in 2018. It took until 2022 to actually go ahead and convict her. All right. Sam Bankman-Fried is supposedly going to be pleading guilty, which would expedite his trip to a federal prison in a much shorter time frame than 4 years. These white-collar crimes usually take a long time to prosecute because there's a lot of forensics that goes into this. Forensic accounting. People have to figure out what all the math means, and that takes time. Damian Williams, again, the prosecutor, he says all this dirty money, he's talking about the political donations, all this dirty money was used in service of Bankman-Fried's desire to buy bipartisan influence and impact the direction of public policy. Notice how Damian Williams said bipartisan, and it was bipartisan. But don't get the impression that it was equal, okay? And I'm not trying to shill for the Republicans. They have their own issues. They definitely do. But again, most of this money went to the people who were in charge. Now, I have no doubt that if the Republicans were in charge of the House during this time, and they may have gotten more money because he was trying to play the influence game. Williams goes on to say that what he did, his desire to buy bipartisan influence, would have impacted, and probably did impact, the direction of public policy. In a letter to Judge Ronnie Abrams, and remember, Ronnie Abrams, she recused herself because her husband's firm had done work for FTX. So she got out of there. But in a letter to Ronnie Abrams, before she recused herself, a prosecutor in Williams's office wrote, quote, "The government expects that the evidence will show that the defendant defrauded FTX customers by misappropriating their funds for his personal use, including to invest for his own account to make tens of millions of dollars of political contributions." The prosecutor wrote that the alleged scheme allowed Bankman-Fried to evade limits on the amount of money that can be donated by individuals to campaigns, quote, "corporate donation limits and donation reporting requirements," unquote. The scheme also allegedly was in service of the defendant's desire to influence the direction of policy and legislation on cryptocurrency and that industry. The campaign finance allegations come days after a private watchdog group asked the FEC, Federal Election Commission, to investigate Bankman Fried's political contributions. The watchdog, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, said Bankman Fried admitted he donated so-called dark money to Republican-aligned groups during the 2022 primary session. Those donations would not have been disclosed in FEC filings. So when you get in there and you mess up the nice little relationship that politicians have, no matter the side of the aisle they're on, the relationship they have with corporations, you're going to incur their ire, all right? This is something that is not supposed to be exposed. The citizens of the United States of America are supposed to pay attention to the NFL and shopping and whatever the hell's on Netflix, what the celebrities are doing. They're not supposed to know about this. So when it rears its ugly head, it pisses politicians off. And look, like it or not, a lot of these people that got money are very, very powerful. And they have a lot of influence, and they can pick up a telephone and influence, in this case, Sam Bankman-Fried's life. So they're focusing on this $40 million, $37 million to be exact, or more, to GOP-linked campaign efforts. This is an article I'm reading out of CNBC, but he donated a hell of a lot more, all told. So we got $37 million or more to GOP-linked campaign efforts. And then we got his publicly disclosed campaign contributions, which total $40 million in 2022, went toward Democrats. So we got, let's just say, $80 million. But FTX donated $1 million to the Senate Leadership Fund, a super PAC aligned with Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Oh, slick Mitch. So they've got him donating money in different names. Let me tell you, I have worked on several political campaigns, and they were state, none federal. But I got to tell you, when you are dealing with campaign finance, and I've never been a treasurer, but I was on a campaign where I would get the reports, but I wasn't responsible for any of the treasury aspect of the campaign. And I'm going to tell you, you never want to play around with any government for the reasons I've mentioned ad nauseum on this channel. They've got limited resources. Even your state, although they can't print money, they got more money than you, more than likely. And although I know we got some billionaires in the audience, but most people can't stand up to that. So if you're going to get involved with one of these campaigns, you got to play it straight. You got to dot every I and cross every T. A number of politicians from both parties were in contact with the SEC and other regulators about crypto, often arguing against aggressive investigations and regulations. This is according to Richard Painter. He's a former White House ethics lawyer. And, he's just saying, look, they did what Sam Bankman-Fried wanted them to do. They advocated, these people that got the donations, they advocated the way he wanted them to advocate against regulation. So there you have it, guys. That's why Sam Bankman-Fried is under the gun, and that's why the government is moving so swiftly against him. They want to crush him. And I would be surprised if Damian Williams and the government made any promises to Sam Bankman-Fried that they won't prosecute his parents. It's quite possible that they still may. They may not make any commitments to him in that vein. They might just strongly suggest that, they may not do it. But this is far from over, guys. So we'll be talking more about it as the situation develops. In the meantime, I want you to go and check out some of the other videos that we've done on this subject. Of course, he wants millions of dollars for a book and movie deal, which I find very interesting. Check out that video. We'll tell you more about it. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.